Welcome back to the Harpreet Singh Show. In our busy, fast-paced world, we have become a culture that is focused on convenience, and that includes how we eat. With that comes a lack of knowledge on what we should and should not consume, and now it's increased poor eating habits. Today I have a holistic nutritionist here to tell us the benefits of a holistic diet, and not only how it fuels our body, but also heals it. Please welcome Harj Nandi. Hi Harj,
Hey,
welcome to
Tampreet.
the show.
Thanks for having me.
So tell me Harj, what is a holistic diet?
So a holistic diet consists of looking at the whole picture with what's going on with the human body. So it goes beyond nutrition. We look at the body, mind, and spirit connection because everything is related. We'll look at everything to do with stress levels and how it relates to our overall health.
Okay.
So it goes beyond just nutrition.
Okay, so what inspired you to become a holistic nutritionist in the first place?
So I grew up in a great family where we have been always really healthy, and we've had these great health benefits and great foods always instilled in our values and like what we want to eat. And so growing up with three siblings, that's all we've really known is healthy foods. You know, don't eat out too much, and make sure you're always eating your vitamins and minerals and your fruits and vegetables. So it's always been in me to pursue that naturally, organically, and it's become a passion now.
So now you've been following this like a healthy living lifestyle for a long time, and how's that impacted your life?
It's impacted my life to the extent where it's kind of goes beyond just a career choice. It goes to more like most choices I make. It's looking at it in a holistic lens.
Okay.
Meaning, sorry, go on.
Yeah, no, that's fine. It's awesome. And one thing I wanted to ask you is, a person who's following a holistic diet now, what kinds of foods do you incorporate into your diet, and what should people bring into their diets, and what should they avoid?
So a holistic diet will always include non-processed, unrefined foods. Processed foods are generally made, you know, in a factory or, you know, wide scale for big supermarkets. And the whole point of that is to get food quickly. So meaning it's processed, it's made somewhere. So it's not necessarily grown, or it could be grown, but eventually it's become something else.
Okay.
So it's not necessarily what we should be eating, and our bodies can only take too much toxic load.
So we're better off eating more organic foods then, right?
So yes. So the thing about organic foods is that obviously it is expensive. It's not really that common per se, but thankfully in the last few years, especially here in the West Coast, we've had a lot more organic foods, stores coming out. So I would try to move forward with more organic foods as much as you can. Of course, factoring in how much you can afford and so on and so forth. But the more you incorporate, the better.
Okay, so now talking about organic and natural foods,
Yeah.
looking at the South Asian community. Now, a lot of our food is made with a lot of ingredients that have a lot of high fat content in them. So like
Right.
oils, cream, sugar, sodium, and whatnot. So how can people, especially in our community, incorporate organic foods into South Asian cooking?
So Indian cooking, first of all, is amazing.
Yes.
Tastes great. We all love it. So first thing I like to say is with cha, I think most of us like to drink cha.
Yes, I do, every morning.
Every morning.
Yeah.
So there's little things we can incorporate to make it just a little bit healthier. So first things, we can change the type of sugar we put in.
Okay.
Instead of using plain sugar, we can use coconut palm sugar. It has a much lower glycemic index. Glycemic index is a number that describes how the body will intake this certain sugar and how it will impact it. So white sugar has a pretty high glycemic index.
Right.
Coconut palm sugar pretty low, so it'll affect the body less, and it'll have a slower digestion of the sugar in your bloodstream, thus making it that much better.
And does it taste any different? Does it taste the same?
I don't mind it.
You
at
don't
all.
mind it? Okay, so it's just you've kind of adapted to it now.
Yeah, I preferably actually use stevia,
Okay.
which is an all-natural sweetener. It has zero glycemic index, so it won't affect your blood sugar levels at all.
Yeah. Okay. So now with all this natural healthy eating comes with the healing aspect of it. And I know you were talking about mindfulness.
Right.
So where does that come into place with your holistic diet?
So with mindfulness, it goes back to having the most positive impact for yourself. So being mindful, so mindful eating.
Mindful eating.
Mindful eating, for example. So let's say you're gonna have dinner with your family tonight, and just try to keep your phone away from the table. That way we're actually in tune with ourselves, we're enjoying what we eat, we'll by default even chew better, and again, it goes back to digestion. If we don't digest our foods, things do not get absorbed in the bloodstream. The foods do not get absorbed as they should, and over time we can get big clumps of foods in our bloodstream, which can cause, allergies, for example.
Right.
So which is a big reason for why allergies are so prominent in today's day.
Okay, so how would you advise anyone now who wants to just start a holistic diet or just eat healthier and is having trouble with it? What would you say to them?
Having trouble with it, I would say start it slow. Because the first thing we do when we make a great change in our life is that, we say, I'm gonna cut it all out. But the problem with that is if we do cold turkey, we generally fail. So I would recommend that we start things slow. So if you're gonna have 2 sugars in your coffee, go to 1.5.
Okay.
Then after a couple days, do 1. It's all about the slow incremental movements that we will see real and lasting change in our health.
Perfect. So starting slow, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing such valuable information today. It's been a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you, Tampere.
Thank you.